Hey, welcome back to episode 32, and in this video, this kind of came from the archives here, but this is a good one. There's a lot to learn along the way. I was playing foosball with my son, and an idea came across my head. I'm pretty sure we need to make some foosball guys after we broke a few. So we promptly started taking it all apart, and, well, to be honest with you, this project took a little while. I mean, it started in winter, and it wound up being finished in spring, but that's kind of the way it goes in a busy household. This was one of my first experiments with sodium silicate casting, and it did work out. Like you'd seen in some of my other videos, we mix the sodium silicate till it just holds together, and then we'll harden it later. Now, I've kind of had a few problems while I was casting this, and I might attribute it to probably the technique that I'm using here, or my runners. But let's talk a little bit more about this. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pack this down, and then I'm just going to push the little characters into it. Later on in the video, you're going to see there's some porosity issues that might have stemmed from this, or they could have stemmed from too big of a gate. But the whole point for me and my son is to have a good time and learn some stuff along the way. And the point of this video is definitely to teach you some stuff, mostly my mistakes, so that you don't make the same mistakes if you decide to do this yourself. Now, I grabbed some 75-25 welding gas and hooked it up to the regulator and an air hose. Simply by pushing the gas through the sand that has sodium silicate in it, it'll harden the sand almost to a rock-like substance, yet still allow a lot of the gas to escape through all the sand. One of the beautiful aspects of using sodium silicate is, I could probably get away with just making molds and not even using a cope and drag. And maybe in some of my later videos I'm going to experiment with that, because I had more problems trying to use the cope and drag than I could have if I just kind of blocked it together or glued it together, so to speak. Now, the young lad's kind of sprinkling it on here, and this is going to end up giving us a fantastic surface finish on the top. And then we had some gassing problems on the bottom. But the more I think about it, I think it's because we pressed it down a little bit too hard on the bottom, and then too much aluminum came in too fast. See this gate here? This gate is a little bit big. You see, I watched this video with the old foundryman. Check out the link below. He is a fantastic foundryman, and he explains stuff really, really well. But let's get back to the task at hand. Okay, so we're going to go straight in. Okay, there. You don't want to go through the other layer. Pull the trigger. Okay, and then we're going to slowly come out. Okay. You can feel that now it's hardened. Now this is the exact moment that we lifted it off and realized that it's a little bit too long, and that it was going to cause me problems later on down the road. But the young lad's quite encouraging, and he figured we should go ahead and do it anyways. And I'm glad he did. Our next step was to knock out all the stuff that we kind of brushed off and knocked off, or the stuff that didn't stick to the sodium silicate. Then we're going to carve in the runners. Now the one really unique thing about sodium silicate and sand is it's almost like carving compared to like green sand casting, which I don't have much experience with, but I've watched a lot of YouTube, of course. And it kind of crumbles away almost like a sugary substance. Now, I know this is a bit of a blunder, but this blunder that happened just there led me to thinking, I'm wondering if I can make sodium silicate blocks and strap them together so that I don't need the cope and drag. I've seen some YouTube videos with resin casting, and that's kind of what they're already doing. Now, let's pour this. And there's also some stuff to learn along the pour as well, because it doesn't go quite as expected. See that steel plate that I got on there? That's basically so the sand doesn't float. But the sand still did float, but I kicked some snow on it, and it froze the charge at the end. In my CBC casting, I tried doing 2 CBC castings. One worked out. And the one that failed last time was, well, due to the box burning through.
That's what happened
but
there.
let's open this up and have a look to see how good we did.
This side blew out.
Oh! Can you reuse the sound?
Yeah.
It works? It's okay, we can drill through that.
Yeah, I can cut him with the bandsaw. Oh, look at dude! Look at dude there!
Whoa, he actually looks real.
Yeah, man.
He looks like a real person.
Hey, you know what, Terry? You were right. We should have went ahead and did it. That's awesome, man.
Did what?
Well, I didn't want to do it because I was like, oh, it's no good.
It's not gonna work.
It's not going to work. We'll do it again. Look at these guys.
Beautiful. Put it on the...
Now that the boys are gone, there's a bit of cleanup to do because we got to turn this into a win. And I'm not going to lie to you, there was a few hours with a hacksaw and a file cleaning these guys up so they looked half decent. And they turned out quite well. The next step was to drill the center hole through, as you can see here is already done. And then I just got to drill the through bolt hole. Now, the through bolt hole is super duper simple. We just got to make sure that the feet are in the same spot every time, so that we don't have one guy kicking up left and the other guy kicking back right. And all I got to do is put a stop on there. And once that stops on there, that's going to stop every single guy the exact same spot each time. Now, I've already got the milling machine set up so that the drill will go through the hole. And that's right, this is the shaft from the foosball table. I mean, I think the acronym describes it best. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. No need to overthink it, right? I mean, it's just a foosball guy, right? And I took a first stab at just trying to drill through, and that was a bit of a mistake because the drill wandered a little bit and lifted it. So we had to put in the center drill and then do it proper. Much like soccer players out on the field, each one of them is going to be a little bit unique, right? Especially the goalies. The goalies are always, well, you know, unique. I mean, if you play hockey, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to center drill every single one, and I'm starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel here, like I got a win coming in the household. I love it when I can pull off a win. And now we're going to switch it up to the actual drill bit size, so that we don't have the drill wander. Now, if you're a hobbyist, and you do not own a center drill, you need to stop YouTube right now. Stop whatever you're doing. I don't know, order it off of Amazon, order it wherever you're going to get it. It will change your life. I mean, every hole that you drill will be exactly where you want it if you lay it out correctly. And that process is pretty simple. You lay it out, center punch it, center drill it, and then drill it just under the size, and then drill it to size, and it'll be perfect. Now for the moment of truth. Do they fit? And is the young lad going to be happy with his new foosball guys? And what I've been waiting for a couple months. Can I now beat him with all of the foosball table guys? Because I wasn't beating him before. And I think you just found your answer.
Yes! You didn't get your point.
Thank you. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. There's a cool video up on the screen here. Click on this one, check it out.